Hello, everyone. My name is Peterson Pierre, and I'll be covering the topic of tribal issues and emergency management. Thank you. There are over 574 federally recognized tribal nations and Alaska Native villages. This totals to a landmass of 100 million acres under American Indian or Alaska Native control. The states with the highest proportions are Alaska, Oklahoma, New Mexico, South Dakota, and Montana. As of 2019, there were an estimate of 5.7 million people who classify themselves as American Indian or Alaska Native. And within this population, it only accounts about 1.7% of the U.S. population. The mean age within these communities is 29 years old compared to the U.S. median age of 38, and also the median household income is of $49,906 compared to non-Hispanic white households across the U.S., which has $71,664 of a median household income. The previous slide reflects the disparities faced in tribal communities. They operate 60,083 farms across the U.S., comprising of over 58 million acres of land, and have generated 3.3 billion in total sales alone in 2019. However, 20.3% of the population live at the poverty level. Tribal populations born today have a life expectancy that is 5.5 years less than the U.S. all races of populations combined. 73 years compared to 78.5 years, respectively. You may ask, how? What is the result? Well, they face a lack of quality of care. American Indians and Alaska Natives die of heart disease at a rate of 1.3 times higher, diabetes at a rate of 3.2 times higher, chronic liver disease and cirrhosis at a rate of 4.6 times higher, and intentional self harm and suicide at a rate of 1.7 times higher. In addition, tribal lands have approximately 15 million acres of potential energy and mineral resources that are undeveloped. Tribal populations are more likely to experience violent crimes at a rate of 2 to 2.5 higher than the national average. Furthermore, issues including cultural barriers, geographic isolation, inadequate sewage disposal, and low income lead to these outcomes. This significantly impacts how the outcomes of emergencies or disasters occur within these populations. A reflection of natural disasters being impacted by disparities is most recently Hurricane Ida, which on August 29, 2021 made landfall on Port Fourchon, Louisiana. As a Category 4 storm with 150 miles per hour winds, it led to over 28 deaths reported only and counting at that time. Only about a dozen homes in the lower part of Point O'Shea Indian tribe community survived the storm. Many members of the Grand Caillou Dulac Band of Biloxi Chitimacha Choctaw community experienced about 20% home loss. Now, these results are due to a lack of federal recognition. Tribal officials say that federal recognition would help them have access to hurricane-resistant homes and programs to help improve their lives in preparation of the storms. In addition, tribal officials with the United Muoma Nation say that a lack of education among tribal elders created difficulty to file hurricane claims or track their appeals electronically. So in these pictures, you can see the home destroyed on August 2021 in Point Ocean and see the impact within these communities. So, FEMA acknowledges the sovereignty of federally recognized tribes and is committed to enhancing a working relationship with tribal governments to improve emergency and disaster responsiveness. Therefore, we have Tribal Affairs, which provides FEMA's Homeland Security Grant, which are risk-based grants to assist in preventing, protecting against, mitigating, responding to, and recovering from acts of terrorism and other threats. They have Ready Indian Country, which is emergency management planning structures considering communications, transportation, shelter, food, livestock, and high-risk populations. They have tribal mitigation planning, which to assess tribal governments' mitigation plans and to ensure that the plans also meet the requirements of the Stafford Act and Title 44 of the Code of Federal Regulations. They also provide tribal consultations to communicate and collaborate with these tribal governments to consider also their views on actions when they also perform implications as well within these tribal communities. As well, we have the FEMA HQ regional liaisons. And as of December 15, 2021, for every region, one tribal liaison navigates tribal agencies, approved contractors, and federal governments and tribal council. In addition, we have the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, which establishes a culturally competent and notification community system. It assesses and documents decision making, management, and resource allocation, increases tribal communities' access to solutions and resources with other federal, state, and regional local entities. The Office of Emergency Management were created with the goal of protecting the Seminole Tribe of Florida from all hazards, such as natural disasters, acts of terrorism, and man-made disasters. They coordinate and integrate activities that are necessary for mitigation, preparation, response, and recovery. Here on the slide, we have the Hazards Awareness Guides, which you can find on their website for information regarding the tribe, shelter, and safety tips, and the Disaster Hotline, where tribal members and employees can get more information.